Hello guys and welcome to my channel. You are very lucky to be here from the beginning because, well, this is my first vlog on this channel. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. I've been vlogging for 2 years now, but since I moved to London, I felt like I needed a fresh start. So I created this channel to make things a bit more international and start vlogging in English. Anyways, today I'm heading to Paris. I'm taking the Eurostar and I'm so excited because I haven't taken a train to travel to another country since I was like 10 years old. It only takes 2 hours to get there, which kind of blows my mind. My train is at 4 p.m, so I'm getting ready to head to St. Pancras station now. I still can't believe, but just in a few hours I will be in Paris. This isn't my first trip to Paris. In fact, I've been there 6 times over the past 2 years. Paris is one of my favorite cities and I'm so happy that now I live close enough to visit more often. The main reason I'm going this time is to see David Hockney exhibition, and I'm not super familiar with his work, but a while ago my friend gifted me this book and it kind of sparked my interest and it felt like a perfect opportunity to go and see his pieces in person. Apparently this is one of the largest David Hockney exhibitions for a while or ever. I think this is so cool to travel somewhere with a purpose, like not just going there for the sake of traveling or sightseeing, but visiting because I have a very specific thing I want to see. I've never done this before and I think saying something like I'm going to Paris to see an exhibition makes me so excited and happy. Like literally I'm feeling this like childish happiness. I think a few years ago I couldn't believe that I would be able to do something like that, just having a show or exhibition or a concert I want to see. Obviously this exhibition is not the only reason I'm going to Paris. I just love the city. I love wandering around, soaking up the vibe and just experiencing life like a local. I'm staying in one of my favorite neighborhoods. It's in between Le Marais and République. There are a lot of cool coffee shops, wine bars, independent shops and stuff like that. I don't really have any big plans for this trip. I just want to visit my favorite coffee shops and restaurants, maybe discover a few new ones. I'm also planning to do a couple of runs across Paris, which I'm very excited about. I took some time off work, so this trip is fully dedicated to myself. Just slow mornings, good coffee, and a lot of quality time just with me. I'll probably sit down tonight and maybe like draft a list of things I want to do in Paris. Okay, enough talking. Let's go to Paris. Okay guys, you know what? Actually, I'm just speechless. I don't even know what to say because I'm so overwhelmed by everything. I'm just going crazy. What I wanted to say is I'm not planning anything today. I just want to go outside as soon as possible, sip my wine and read my book. The weather here is so amazing. It's 28 degrees, maybe 27. Anyways, it's much warmer than in London. Even though we had a few heat waves in London, the weather recently has been really bad. And being in Paris when it's 28 degrees at 9 p.m. oh my god, it's just killing me. I don't want to stay at home. On the way to my Airbnb, I walked through a few wine bars with full young people and now I want to join them, even though I'm going alone and I'm a bit worried that it might be a bit awkward, but I will go there anyway because I'm just living my main character moment in this Parisian flat. And oh my god, the flat, you just need to see it because I'm almost crying. Literally, I'm about to cry because it's so nice, it's so spacious, it's so French. Makes me really happy and excited, but overwhelmed and depressed at the same time because I don't know how to come back to my London flat. Obviously, I love London. I dream to move there. I have just weird toxic attachment to Paris, I guess, because every time I come to Paris, I just start questioning all of my life decisions. But let me show you the flat. You will be speechless as I am. We'll start from my Pinterest living room. Just look at that. Look at these ceilings. Look at all the details. It's so nice. And oh my god, guys, do you see how sunny it is now? It's 9 p.m. and it's still like daylight. I also have a chimney, obviously, because it's a Parisian flat. The whole flat is full of vintage design furniture, and I feel like everything fits so well together. There are also a lot of books, and the one I actually wanted to buy in Louis Vuitton Foundation. Okay, so this is the living room, which gives me the most French vibes. And if you think that's it, we also have this little terrace with little table. I can see myself sipping wine here, but guys, can you see that? And then we also have Montmartre over here. It feels surreal. It really feels surreal. It feels like I will wake up in a second because this is too good to be true. The view was not advertised, and this is kind of a nice surprise. I hope now you can better understand why I feel so overwhelmed. I can't believe it. This is one of the moments when I really want to give up on London life and move to Paris, because this life feels like a dream. And I think it's time to go outside and have some wine and just face this awkwardness of being in a nice wine bar alone. I think I'm ready. We should go. I honestly think this was one of the best apartments I've ever stayed in, and you'll be surprised, but I got it almost for free. This summer I discovered Kindred. It's a members only home swapping platform that lets you stay at other members' homes almost for free. Just a quick disclaimer, this is not a paid ad or collaboration, it's just something that I genuinely love and wanted to share with you. So how Kindred works is very simple. You host your home while you're away, earn credits, and then use these credits to stay in other people's homes around the world. What I love about Kindred is that there is no money involved between hosts and guests, and I think it keeps away the rental businesses and apartments built specifically for tourists. It makes the platform very community-based, not commercial. I've both hosted and stayed through Kindred, and honestly the experience was always very, very smooth. They sent me new bed sheets, towels, and cleaning before and after my guests. There's an online concierge to help you with any questions, and you can also give and receive reviews, which I think makes the platform very transparent and friendly. Right now, Kindred is available mostly in the US and Europe, but they are expanding to new cities and countries. Me personally, I keep an eye on their launch in Australia and Asia, because these are the two destinations I'm really looking forward to trying. As I said, this is not a paid collaboration, but I do, however, have a referral code that gives both of us free nights to travel. If you use my code, you get 5 free nights to stay anywhere around the world and try the platform to see how it feels before you decide if you want to host anyone or not. I've stayed at 4 amazing places so far, and they were all very beautiful, centrally located, and I don't think I would be able to afford them if I had to book them through another holiday rental service. I love traveling, and I genuinely believe that Kindred is changing the way how we do that. It makes traveling more affordable, accessible, and community-driven. So give it a try and use my referral code to get these 5 nights for free. Yesterday we partied until 5 a.m., which is crazy, but I'll tell you about that later. Today I woke up at 9 a.m., I think, so I had 4 hours of sleep. I feel terrible. I feel like a zombie, but I don't know, it was just so sunny outside and so warm. Also, my bedroom window is facing east, so I had very direct sunlight in the morning and I just couldn't sleep more. I feel pretty bad. Even though I didn't drink much yesterday, I think I had only 2 glasses of wine, but because I didn't sleep
sleep well, I feel like it will kind of ruin my day. And this is the last day when I'm seeing Kate, because tomorrow her husband is coming to Paris and they will spend more time together. So I'm kind of upset, but also very happy because I had so much fun yesterday. I felt like I was in a movie because it was so nice and so romantic, and I can't wait to tell you more. But right now I'm going for a run, which sounds a bit crazy, I know, but I really want to run along the canal, and I'm only here in Paris for a week and I'm just like in my running obsession era, I guess. I obviously won't push myself. Maybe I'll just like walk for an hour instead of running, but I want to do some physical activity. And also it will be boiling hot today again, so this is kind of the only time when I can really do that. I think after that I'll get ready and head to meet with Kate, and we might do something together. I don't know, maybe we'll go to a museum. I hope I will have enough time to have a nap later today and then get ready for the dinner, and we might go to another wine bar today. If you're wondering why I have so much energy to go running after partying until 5 a.m. and sleeping for 4 hours, I guess I just have so much excitement and emotions that overwhelm me because I'm in Paris. I just have a dopamine boost right now, so I feel like an addict to emotions and to running, and I don't know, I have so much energy right now. I'm sure you guys can understand this feeling when you're like so excited about something, excited about coming to a new city, excited to like experience something very new. That's what happened to me yesterday, I guess. At the same time, I do feel like a zombie. It took me 2 hours to get ready. I just can't remember what exactly I was doing during these 2 hours. I'll grab a coffee first, then I'll go for a run. I hope to get a cardamom bun in my favorite Parisian bakery that I visit every time when I'm in Paris. So let's start this day together. By the way, this is the view from my bedroom. I think it's as iconic as everything else. It's very sunny. It's a nice kind of backyard area. And I don't know, it's just so cool to see that from my bed, this window. So nice, guys. So I just finished my run and I ran to my favorite bakery here in Paris, which is Fauna, I think that's the name. I'm not sure if it's French or Scandinavian. They definitely have a lot of Scandinavian pastries. Anyways, I'm about to have the best cardamom bun. Honestly, guys, if you're in Paris and you love cardamom buns, you should try it. Believe me, I've had a lot of them everywhere around the world. I had them in Copenhagen, in Amsterdam, in London. But this one in Paris, it's my absolute number one. I also wanted to share some observations on my running journey. I noticed that there are very few people in Paris who run comparing to London. I think I know very few people in London who don't run, and like when I go for a run I see hundreds of people running around, and here in Paris I think it's like less popular. I mean, I saw some people running on my way, but it's nothing comparing to London. But a lot of people smoke here, which is very unpopular in London. I hope these comparisons are interesting to you, because they definitely are to me. Anyways, after that I decided to check what is the lifespan in the UK and in France, and it turned out that in France lifespan is slightly longer for a year. So just dropping you some facts, and yeah, you can decide what to do with that.
I'm slowly getting ready for the second half of the day, but I've got to share the wildest story that happened to me yesterday, and honestly, I don't even know where to start. I've just got to say, the best things in my life always happen spontaneously when I don't plan them. So remember how I told you yesterday that I was going to spend the whole evening at home just chilling, relaxing, and planning the rest of my week in Paris? So you already know that, but I ended up spontaneously heading out to sit on a Parisian terrace and sip a glass of wine, because if you're in Paris, that's kind of the whole point, right? Anyways, I was sitting there waiting for my friend. When we met, we couldn't find a bar around, and we just strolled around for 20 minutes. And we were both so tired that we would be happy with literally anything. We just couldn't find a table like at any bar in the neighborhood. So we eventually stumbled upon this scuffy bar that didn't seem really nice at first, but at the same time there were a lot of young fashionable people and the vibe was kind of okay. So we basically sat down, ordered some wine, and then the most hilarious thing happened. There were basically two groups of friends and they wanted to merge, and we were kind of in between them. They were asking if they could just like join, but at the same time they didn't want us to move, so they kind of invited us to join the conversation, and it was so unexpected. So it was a group of French folks. They were super nice, and we chatted for 2 hours with all of them. They were so funny and friendly, and it was just a random bar for us, but apparently it's very popular in the neighborhood. So it was crazy. We were like imposters there, but they kindly invited us to join the conversation, as I said. And I don't know, they were just like so friendly, and honestly, I could never imagine that I would make connections in Paris like that, because to be honest, my French is horrible. My English is not perfect either. And I don't know, I thought I had this idea in my head that I might not be as welcomed, but it's just kind of inside my head. I don't know how to explain that. And you think it's the end of the story, but actually it's not. We ended up heading to another bar, the one I'd been curious about for a while, but it had a pretty low Google rating, like 3.5 or something. So I was kind of hesitant if I should go there. But these new friends of ours actually were heading there, and they invited us to join them, which was even more unexpected, because I would never imagine that a random group of French folks would invite us to join them like that. So we went to this bar, and the atmosphere was actually quite nice. We ended up merging with more groups and just like chatting away with people until 2 a.m. I just couldn't believe that my solo trip has taken this unexpected direction, and I made sure that Kate got home safe and said goodbye to our first group of French friends. I was heading back home too, but I honestly didn't want to sleep because I was so positively overwhelmed by all of these emotions, and I had so much energy, and I really wanted this night to keep going. And then another group of people invited me to join them in another bar, and obviously I said yes. We ended up going to the most magical place I've ever been. I don't think I've ever seen something like that before. It had this luxurious mansion vibe, and honestly the atmosphere was like we were on a house party of some very rich, bougie French dude. It was so beautiful and so surreal, and I know I might sound a bit silly to some of you who are used to this, but for me it was just so magical. I don't have TikTok and I don't spend a lot of time on Instagram, and I find most of the places I go to through Google Maps. There was absolutely no chance I would stumble upon this place. Apparently this type of venue is called Hôtel Particulier. I don't know, the vibe was so magical, the music was so nice. I don't know how to explain it, but I was just living a Parisian movie moment. And then when it was time to get back home, my phone died by that time, so I couldn't really film anything, but maybe it's for the best. I don't know, I've only seen it in French movies before. It might sound, and it probably does sound, very silly, because I mean Persian movies, they reflect Parisian life, right? I can't wait to invite my girls group for dinner and just tell them this story, and I'm sure they would also find it very romantic and cinematic and just like magical. And I don't know guys, I'm just so romantic and sentimental at my heart, and probably that's why I was so overwhelmed by these emotions. I still am. I slept only for 4 hours after. I had the best time in my life. So yeah, that's the story. And this is so funny because I was just meeting with my friend for one drink and I ended up staying up until 5 a.m. So yeah, that's the story.
I just got ready to meet with Kate again. We're going to one of my favorite matcha places. So hopefully we'll have some matcha ice cream and also maybe take some cute pictures. And I just wanted to say that I'm very happy with my hairstyle today. And I don't know, I just really love it. It feels so cute. Just wanted to show you my cute little elevator. It's so tiny, guys. I think it's like less than a meter here. It feels so Parisian. I am very lucky because every time I rent an Airbnb in Paris, I actually have elevators, which is like very rare, I think. And this building is old. It has this beautiful staircase and somehow they put this little elevator there. So it's so cute. Just look at this size. It's so small. I don't know, maybe you can have a better impression of like me standing next to it, but it's literally like that. Hello guys, I'm ready to head out for dinner. We decided to do a little picnic in Champ de Mars, I think, basically the area around Eiffel Tower. I told you that I can see Eiffel Tower from my apartment and it's just so nice because in half an hour I will be there and I don't know, I'm very excited. I've never had a picnic in front of Eiffel Tower and I think generally I've never been to this area, to this park in front of Eiffel Tower. I've only been to the other side and generally I'm not like such a huge fan of Parisian attractions such as Eiffel Tower, but it feels like a very romantic thing to do and I don't know, I just didn't want to go there alone, but I have my friends so we're going together. We'll probably just buy some baguette, some cheese maybe, and I'll sit there and chat. I tried to have some sleep, but my plan didn't work. I didn't have enough time and by the time I was like ready to go to bed, it was time to get ready again. I still feel kind of okay, but I know that this lack of sleep will eventually ruin my evening, but I don't know, I just couldn't stay at home. I'll try to get to bed earlier today and wake up early tomorrow and hopefully get back to my normal regime. Anyways, I'm late again. It's time to go. So let me show you this amazing view again and we'll just bike to Eiffel Tower.